In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Revo Uninstaller to remove software from your computer instead of Programs and Features, which is built into Windows Vista and Windows 7, or the Add Remove program, which is built into Windows XP. Now, before I get started, I want to explain why we use Revo Uninstaller. When you use a program like this, or Add Remove Programs, or Programs and Features, Windows is not actually doing the uninstall process. What you see on the screen will be a list of all of the software that's installed on your computer, and then when you make a choice to remove it, all Windows does is run the uninstalling software that came with the application you're trying to remove. So for instance, if you're trying to remove Quicken, and you choose Quicken on the Add Remove program, Windows is telling Quicken to run its uninstall program. So the uninstall process is not a part of Windows. All Windows does is display a menu of the installed software, and then it runs the uninstaller that came with the application. The problem with doing it through Windows is that many software applications seem to know what they installed on your computer, which files, where it put the files, any registry entries, any settings that software made to your computer during the installation process. Their own uninstaller doesn't seem to know how to remove all of it when you uninstall it. So many times when you're done removing an application, there are remnants left behind. There might be files left behind. There might be settings that weren't changed back. There might be entries in the registry that weren't removed. Revo Uninstaller does all that, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. The first thing we want to do is double-click on the Revo Uninstaller icon. Revo opens up, and we see a list of all the software that's listed here. Let's find a software package that we can remove from my computer. Let's remove this Xera 3D Maker 7. So I'm going to highlight it, and then I'm going to click the uninstall icon at the top. I'll get a warning from Windows asking me if I'm sure I want to uninstall this program, and I'll click yes. Now, some applications may not put this dialog box up. It may look very much different. It depends on the manufacturer of the software. Again, this window is put up by the manufacturer of the software you're trying to remove. So I'll click yes in this case. I will always want to click Advanced, and then I'll click Next. The first thing Revo does is it creates a system restore point on Windows Vista, Windows 7. Then it starts the actual uninstaller that came with Xera in this case, and we see that the uninstaller itself is having a problem. That's okay. Revo can work with this. If you did this using the Windows uninstaller, you wouldn't be able to fix this problem. So in this case, Xera, for whatever reason, is having a problem running its own uninstaller, so I'm going to click OK. Revo continued to do what it does best, and it ran the uninstaller to the best of its ability. Now I'm going to click Next, and this is where Revo really kicks in. If we look at the top, it says Scanning for leftover information. So even though Xera had a problem with its own uninstaller, which means it didn't uninstall, Revo is now scanning for all of the Xera files from the application on your computer, and it's scanning for any registry entries that Xera had inside of your computer. And in just a minute or two, it'll show those to us, and we'll have an opportunity to delete them. That means that even though the Xera uninstaller messed up, there's a problem with it, we're still going to be able to uninstall this software because Revo will do it with its scanning mechanism. Again, you wouldn't be able to do this with the Windows Add Remove program because it doesn't look for leftover stuff. It would have that uninstall would have crashed, and you would have been calling a technician to try to get it removed. All right, we see that Revo is now done with the scan for leftover information. We'll click Next, and we see all of these registry keys that need to be removed. Yes, I know you've probably heard that messing with the registry is very, very dangerous. First of all, Revo made a system restore point so we can always go back. Secondly, because Revo is actually making the changes to the registry, not you, it's safe to do. So we will select all, and then we'll click the delete key. And when we're asked, we'll click yes, that we want to delete these selected keys, and they're gone. Now we'll click next, and we see that Revo has found all of these files left over on the hard drive from the installation of Xera. We want to remove all those too. So again, we select all, we click the delete key, and then we say yes, and it will remove those and put them in the recycle bin. Occasionally, when you go to remove files, you may get a warning that says that it can't remove all of the files until the next reboot of the computer. That's okay. It might be a program that you're trying to remove that's running in the background, in which case on the next reboot the rest of the files would have been removed. So we click Next, we click Finish, and we're done with Revo unless there's another application that we want to remove. If there is not, then simply click the red X in the upper right hand corner, close Revo, and you're finished. Thank you for watching this basic training video from the Save My Butt Bootcamp. If you need help cleaning up your computer or getting it running well, please visit savemybutt.com/services to make an appointment for remote control help. If you would like to learn more in detail about all of the other features of the software we presented in the Save My Butt Bootcamp basic training videos, please visit bootcamp.savemybutt.com/advanced.